we have download and extend or extension. So here you'll be able to see the link Get WordPress. So once you click on Get WordPress, it will take you to where you can download your WordPress from. For example, here you can see. Sorry for that. For example, you can see here download WordPress with the version available. So after you have downloaded, it will be a zipped folder. Then you can keep it somewhere. Then the other thing that you will need in order for you to do the installation, you will need the server and SQL. And for that case, we said we are going to host our site on a local server. And there you will need the XAMPP. To download the XAMPP, still you need to go to your browser. Under a search bar, you can type there simply download XAMPP, and it will be able to bring for you the option for downloading a XAMPP. Then you download it. Then the other requirement still you will need. Actually, you can't do all what we have been doing here without a computer. So you need a computer where you are going to run all this. Then after that, if you have all those requirements, you can go ahead and begin the installation. For example, I have downloaded all that, and I created a folder to keep all of them. And I've called my folder WordPress there. So what I've been talking about, I have here the XAMPP that you can install. So you can take simple steps in installing the XAMPP. I already have one in my computer. Then you also need the WordPress that we downloaded, which is here. We shall use it in the process. So after you have done all that, we can now begin with the process. So first we said you installed XAMPP. So I'm assuming that we have all installed XAMPP into our computer. Then you got the start button. From the start button, we said we look for XAMPP control panel. We are now in the process of installing a WordPress. We have installed the XAMPP. So you start your XAMPP. After you have started the XAMPP, this is what you will be able to see, what is on the screen there. Then what you need to do, you need to start the Apache. It must be running. Then MySQL, since that is our local server. So it must be running on the background. So after you have made them run, or after you have started them, then you can go back to your browser. And on the browser, you simply type there localhost. After you have typed localhost, you can press enter key. So it will take you to your live server now, our XAMPP. And here, after we have reached here, we said we shall be using a PHP my admin. So you click on PHP my admin, it will allow you, or it will open with the window where you will be able to create the database and the user accounts. For example, this is where it will take you through. So I'm going to create a sample database here. So you click on database, and you give your database a name. So for today, I will just give it a simple name, maybe Samuel. But you are free to give it any name. Then create. So after I've created it, I will need also now to create the user account in that database. I can't use it without the user account. And to create the user account, after you have created your database, you need to come and click on privileges. So after you have clicked on privileges, you can now come and add the user account. So I'm going to do that by clicking on add user account. And to simplify my life, I will simply call it Samuel also, the same name with the database, such that I'm not lost. Then any host or the host name, we are not going to use any host. We are going to use a local, because we said we are installing it locally on our machine. So we shall need local host. Then with the password, please, you can create any password of your choice, but you can create something very simple. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm retyping the password. Then after you are done with the password, authentication plugin, you can leave that. Generating a password, we are not generating because we have typed ours. Then you scroll down and look for global privileges, and you check all. So you'll come and click on check all. After you have done all that, you can now go ahead and click on go. Click on go. So there, what we have done, we have created the database and a user account. So for today, I'm going to try in order to save, just to show us something when that time reaches. So I've not saved it. Then after you have created the database and the user account, you can now go back to your example control panel. Then what you need to do, you come to Explorer. It is that folder where my cursor is, Explorer. When you open that folder, it has very many other folders inside it, but for us, we are looking for HDocs or HTDocs. So you open that HTDocs and you create a folder inside it. And that folder, you give it a name that you gave to your database. So here, we all know how to create a folder. So I have a new folder there. I'm going to give it the exact name I gave to the database, which is Samuel. Then you can press enter key. So after you have done that, after you have created the folder under HTDocs, you now need to go back to your WordPress that you installed earlier. So I can minimize this other items I'm not using. Then I look for where my folder for WordPress is. So I have it in the general folder here, and yours will come when it is zipped. You can unzip it first before you take it the other side. So I've already unzipped it. I have it here. So what I will need to do is simply to copy the files inside it, and then I take it and I paste to the other folder you created. So I will come and open this folders, then I select everything inside that folder, then I copy it. You can right click and copy, or you can use any copying option that you know. Then you go back to where to htdocs, where my folder here is Samuel. So I will open it and I paste what I've just copied from my WordPress folder. Then you give it some few minutes to paste what you have just copied. So let me hope we are following up to there. So far we are okay. It is copying. It's almost done. Okay, so we are done with the copying our files into our folder under htdocs. So you are free now to close it because already you have done what you wanted with it. So I can now go ahead and close that folder. Even this one I can either minimize or close. Then I simply now go back to my browser to continue with the installation. Since I've already created database, I've created the username, I've created that folder with the same name under htdocs. I have copied all the files from WordPress to that folder. Then I need to go and open another tab there. Then I can now type in localhost. At this time, we shall say slash the database name that you created, which is Samuel. Then you press enter key. We are now trying to install WordPress into our database. So let it load. So after you have reached here, now this is the section for the language. Here we are going to select English. It's already selected, and I think we shall just leave it like that. Then you continue. After now telling you welcome to WordPress, before getting started, we need some information on the database that you created. You will need to know the following items before proceeding. The database name, you must know it. Like now, me, I know mine, it is Samuel. The database username, also Samuel. Database password, I used 1234. Database host, it's localhost. Then table prefix, we didn't tamper with it, it's just WP underscore. Then we shall just click on let's go. So after we have reached here, we now begin entering one by one. Database name, I called mine Samuel. Then the username, also Samuel. Then the password, used 1234. Then database host is localhost. Table prefix, we did not tamper with it. It is a HP underscore. Then submit. In case you have provided the correct details, then it will allow you to run the installation. So you can now run the installation. So here, when you reach here, it's now asking us for the site title. We say the site title, you can type anything there, because when you are designing your site, you will be able to edit it or change it. So I will use my site. Then the username, remember I did not save. That's why you are not seeing it in this list. But if I had saved it, it was going to be among this one. But I know it, Samuel. Then after that, password, I will remove this one because it's not the one I used. So now, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's now telling me the password is very weak. But you can go ahead and confirm the use of weak password by clicking on that. Then email, you can use any email, sam@gmail.com, as long as you use something that resembles an email, it will accept, even if it is not active. Then after, we can now click on install WordPress. At this stage, you can either save these details or still you can leave it like now I'm not saving, or now I'm not saving them. Then WordPress has been installed. Thank you and enjoy. Username, Samuel. Password, your chosen password, the one you used. So I can now log in by clicking on login. Then, since I did not save the username, I will not be able to see it here. So I will just type Samuel. Then the password will not come automatically. I will also have to type it 1, 2, 3, 4. Then from here, I can either say remember me or leave it. Then I log in. Still again, it will bring for you this save. So your choice now to either save or not. But it will always be advisable to save, like that you don't forget. Now, here we are now under the dashboard, and you can see it. We are done with the installation of WordPress. Now, yesterday or the other day, someone asked, what if I forget the password? Can I reset it? Yes, we can reset. And I'm going to first reset before we look at other things. So assuming that I'm done with this, I've already created the database, I've installed the WordPress. Now, I want to log in. And this is how we log in. We have localhost / database name, which is Samuel for this case, / wp-admin. So it will take you to, mine is taking direct to the dashboard. Okay. Okay. Mine is taking direct to the dashboard. What I wanted to show you is that in case you forget your password, it will ask you for the username and the password. Then you will be able to see this icon here, W. So you click on the W to take you to the dashboard like this. Then you look for users. For example, you have users here, you click on the users. After you have clicked on the user, that's when or where you can try to change in other things. For example, here we have we have let me first try to log out. Let me first try to log out and we'll do it practically.
Hello, Sam. Hi there, Sam. Hello, Rogers, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I don't know what happened to our presenter, maybe, but he's online.
Yeah, what you can do, perhaps you can go through what he has, maybe explain what he has been telling us and how we can connect this to the website lesson we are going to have in under the new curriculum.
Okay, as Mr. Okolong comes, Mr. Samuel, we are waiting for you.
Yes,
thank you very
back.
much. Hey, you're back. It's okay. So, as you get back, as you share your screen, you had finished installing, so you were at the stage of logging in, yeah?
Yes, and I wanted to illustrate how to reset the password because last time someone asked of that.
So, Mr. Sam, I was actually seeing there is a teacher called the teacher Derek Computer. He came to WordCamp Ginger and we passed through this process, but he kept going back and was having problems with the password. I don't know whether, see, some people, these passwords, even the capital letter matters. If you type Samuel with small s and then you come this side, you put Samuel without, it will not allow. So for me, what I did, I decided to just be telling them to just use the root user, and then they just create a database and use the root user. Now, for example, there, if I log in, but that is the other side when you are creating the database. But here, this is now the one for when you are installing, isn't it? There are two sets of passwords actually. So one of the other things people were confusing. There is a password for the database, that is under PHP admin when you are creating the database and the user. Then there is again another set of username and password when you are installing WordPress. the two are different. So members should not confuse there. So you can continue. If you first continue, I'll come in and I talk about briefly the way how we can use this also in projects, because with projects we might even have to use some other plugins based on which project the learners are doing. Because if you are using it just for the sake of maybe learning web design, creating a few pages, a static website, you can just install WordPress and maybe contact form, and that's all. But it is a project, you may look for another plugin which does something specific for that particular project you're working on. So we shall expand a bit and we'll also look at other plugins which may be used. But for now, you can first continue as we are moving slow by slow.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I'm going to log in, but I'm going to use another username, not the other one I created, just to demonstrate on how to set this password. So I have somewhere, sorry, this one is example one, the one I'm using here. And I try to enter the password and it refuses. For example, I enter something just, and I log in, and it's refusing. So what do I do? Do I just leave it straight away? Oh, there is something. So I can come and click on lost your password. And that's what I'm going to use. Then what I can do for that case it will need your username.
Samuel.
Yes.
Does it send the email even when it is offline on localhost when you don't have internet?
Now what we are going to do, we are going to use the PHP my admin. We set that.
Okay. Okay.
So we shall go back to localhost. Then when you go to PHP my admin, you will be able to see all the databases you have created. And now the one I have a problem with is example one. So I will come and click on that example one. Then here under this section, you can see we have table, then action. So what you will look for, you will look for WP users. So when you click on WP users, it will be able to open for you this windows here. So you can see you have ID, user login, then user pass. But here, the password has been encrypted. You can't see. So the best thing to do now is just to edit. So you'll come to under the account you want to set. You come to under edit on it, click on it. Then it will bring for you these other options here. So what do you want to edit? Here I want to edit user pass. And here it is telling you around 255 characters. So what you will do, you click on it, this arrow. Then you look for MD5. After you have selected MD5, because you are going to edit, then here it will still show you the encrypted password. Just remove that one and you type in new password. For example, I can now type in maybe Sam as the password there. So after you have done that, you can now scroll down and click on go. So after you have done that, you have reset your password to Sam. You can even see under here, you are having it there. Then let us try to log in again and we see. So we have example one and the password is Sam. So we see if it is going to accept. So you can see it has accepted that. So that's how we can reset the password. Okay. So I think we can continue with what we are supposed to do. One, we have installed our WordPress. Now we are in the process of installing the plugins and the theme is. So in WordPress, a theme simply refers to a collection of designed templates used to display appearance of your web page. For example, if you are coming up with, you want to do the construction, you want to come up with the house, you need to sit down and you come up with a design how the house will look like. So that is a theme. Then with the plugins, they are simply used to add functionality to your website. For example, you may want to have a form or a login form in your page. Then you need to install a plugin for that form. So let's go ahead and try to install them. So what we are going to do, we shall begin with the theme. In case you are going to install a theme, it is always found under the appearance. And here, you must also make sure that you have downloaded them still under WordPress.org. So when you come to download and extend, still you will be able to see themes. So when you click on themes, it will be able to take you to this page where you can search for the themes that you want. You can even see we have some here. There is a 2023, there is a 2022, Hello Elementor. But in case you don't want any of them, then you can simply come and search for the one you want, then you download. I have already done that. The same with the plugins. When you come back to download and extend, you click on plugins, it will be able to take you to the plugin pages where you can search for the plugin that you want. But there you can see we have the samples there, classic editor, classic widgets, etc. In case they are not the one you want, you simply come and click on search plugins, put in the name, if you know the name, and you search for it, then you download. I have so far done that. I have them here under WordPress folder. So I have the plugins, some few, and a theme. And that theme I have Astra. You can install any that you want. So here I'm going to install Astra theme. So what I will do, you go back to your browser. Remember already you have logged into your account and you'll be able to see the dashboard. Under the dashboard, we have post, media, pages, comments, appearance. So theme will always be under appearance. So you can come to appearance. Once you point at it, you will be able to see themes, then editors. But we are interested in themes. You can click on themes. Now, it will bring for you the windows for the themes. And here, what you are going to do, since you have already installed yours, sorry, you have already downloaded, you can now click on add new. Then you upload. So here now you can either drag and drop, or you can come and browse for your theme. And mine is on the desktop. I'm opening the desktop. Then I have here WordPress folder. I have themes here, but I have only one, which is Astra. So I can click on it and install. So it will take some few minutes to install. Now the installation of themes, installation of plugins, those ones you don't need the internet connectivity as long as you have downloaded them. So it is installing. After it has installed, then we are going to activate it such that it is used. So we can now click on it, activate. So there you can even also see it has been added here. It is telling you active Astra. Then the other one, we want now to install the plugins. In order for you to install the plugins, you can click on the plugins here. Then we are adding new. And we shall also upload since we have already downloaded, and then you browse where they are. Still, I have them on the desktop under this folder of WordPress. I want plugins, and I have here, there is Simple Static, Smart Slider in case you want to create sliding images, but I'm going to just install WP Forms. That will help us to create a form, and I install. So you wait for it to install, then you activate it. It's installing. So it has installed it successfully. You can now activate to be able to use it. You activate it. Okay, you have activated. Now I want to add more plugins. So you can even see here new, or you just go back to plugins if you're not very sure. Then you repeat the same process, add new, upload plugin, you browse it, and here, remember, if at all you are installing it for the learners, these learners may want to extract a site to be used outside. So we create a static site. So I will need to also install this plugin called Simply Static. Then install. So it is installing. After it has installed, then you also activate it. Also activate. Also activate, and there now we are done with activation of those. In case you want to add another one, you repeat the process, and now you can even see a sample of the site from the theme that you installed, the appearance of it. So you can now come and click on it, either here, this W, or you can click on it, view site. And you will be able to see a sample of the page that you have already there because of the theme that you have installed. All right, I think for now, that's where I'm ending.
Samuel.
Yes.
There is something that you see when you are when you end the year, for example, if you have installed for students and they are going to do a website,
Yes.
if we install and leave it here, that means all of them, and you know, if they are candidates who are going to do UNEB, they may not have time to delete this Hello World Z. I can remember when students used to use the publisher to do websites. Some of them, they could leave those dummy because they're in a panic. So what I would advise is that when you install, you even delete the dummy posts, these recent posts and what, such that the student will create fresh pages. They will start from a point where there is no dummy or some. So you go to you go to the dashboard, you go to the back end, then so you go where there are pages. So this one should also be done when you're installing by the teacher. Make sure that it is not having those privacy policies. Sample pages are not needed. The student will create different, but otherwise you'll see that all the students will have those things, and those examiners will see students having the same thing. So delete all bulk actions down and move to trash. So that is apply. And then also you go to posts also. Up there, posts, all posts. Then select there also, bulk actions, and then move to trash. So it's better to also delete the ones such that the students will just start. So open it now and we see. Open the website. So now the last thing that I want us to remove, you see this side pane here where there is recent posts, recent comments. It is really awkward. If you leave it still, some will create pages, but this side pane will be there and they may not have time to remove it. So that side pane, let us go to back to the dashboard. You can go to, so under appearance. So under appearance, there is okay, there is widgets, but just go to customize. Okay. I want it, the WordPress solution to be clean. So you go to sidebar. And then we are going to make it the first one, default layout. Okay. That one, no sidebar. That one. Publish. First, go back a bit. The arrow there. I want you also to go to footer builder. So in under footer builder, copyright. So there is this text which is there, powered by. Are you seeing that? So you can remove that. Just remove that powered by. Yeah. Now publish. So this one, now you can open our website. So for me, I recommend we go up to this point. You see, especially if it is for candidates who are going to do like in an exam, they will not have time to remove all those things. So let them start with a clean. Even down here, there is no the other thing powered by. It is just clean. So students will create his pages and they will go to the footer and they are not dummy. You just create his pages and you have a website. So after installing the simple static, the Astra, and also delete these things and do this and start from there.
Okay, thank you.
And also the simple static, there's the other setting of making sure that it saves the
So simple static.
One more time in the
settings.
Yeah, you got simple static because some of them don't know to put that setting. So you must select the option of save offline, that one. So you do it for them such that for them they will just export, then save changes. Otherwise, if they don't do that, it will not export to the page as well. They will not bring. So you can go up to that point, make the settings of simple static, remove the sidebar, delete the dummy data, remove the bad text in the footer. That is okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Rogers. Maybe for Mr. Dumba is on, I think you can take us to the next one.
Yes, Mr. Sam.
I
Thank
think
you so
for
much.
today,
And thank you so much, Rogers. I think as we wind up, maybe we can receive questions from from members. Any questions, please? I think we don't have any questions. Mr. Sam. Hello.
yes.
I don't see anyone asking here a question. So can we maybe end this lesson and start from there tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Good night.
Good night too.
Good night. Thank you so much.